I want to talk about the Christian element in the Fifth Element movie, as ironic as it might seem. Um, in the beginning, they're talking about this evil force that's going to destroy the world. The priest Vito Cornelius says, "Evil begets evil, President. Shooting it will only make it stronger." This is kind of familiar to what Paul says. You must overcome evil with good, not evil with evil. It's a Christian thing that happens here. Um, and another really Christian thing that happens in the movie is that love ends up destroying evil. So only thing that can destroy this evil. And it's the love between a man and a woman, which produces and makes life. And it also creates divine light, as the movie says. But Lulu says she doesn't know how to love. She wasn't built to love. She was built to protect. And she sees how evil the world is. And she says, what's the point of protecting life when you see what you do with it? It's in your human nature to destroy life. But in the end, they save life in a very sacred act that represents the sanctity of marriage and us perpetuating the future through our love and our caring devotion to each other, and how it ultimately destroys and conquers evil for the greater good. And it produces this divine light which just stops evil. And it shows the sanctity of marriage in a very Christian sense. But all throughout the film, the first 5-10 minutes of the film, we see how evil the world really is. Corbin almost gets robbed the first 10 minutes of the film, puts away this gun. He has like 1 billion of them, probably from a bunch of other muggers that tried to mug him in his tiny, tiny little apartment. And how is this a Christian element? Because in 2 Timothy, Paul says the world's just going to become more and more evil. It's going to become like the days of Noah. It's going to encroach around us. And this is a full prophecy, and it's really prevalent right here in this movie. It's really further in the future, so that makes sense. Another Christian element in the movie is that the singer, the alien singer that has the stones inside of her that Corbin's supposed to meet up with, she says that, Lilu, she's the supreme being supposed to protect the universe, but she's more fragile than she seems, and she actually needs Corbin to save the universe. It's impossible for her to do it without him. She needs Corbin's love to save the universe. It's their love. It's the sanctity of love and marriage and producing life which saves the world, not feminine power alone. And Emmanuel Zorg, the most evil character in the entire movie, the maniacal capitalist, he thinks that by destroying life and bringing destruction and chaos into order actually encourages life, because you get all these engineers and so forth that are going to help bring a solution to the problem of Earth's destruction. But we all know this is false, but it's there. And another Christian element is that everyone seems to be glorifying the most annoying, crazy pop star who just subjectifies his women, is a totally, well, let's face it, degenerate, somewhat evil person. And yet everyone's downgrading the hero in the movie, Corbin Dallas, who has all these war medals and so forth, who's waking up at 5 a.m. to go do a taxi job that he hates and that he's not very good at because he barely has any points on his license. And eventually he gets fired by Emmanuel Zorg, which perpetuates him to fulfill his destiny of actually saving the world, as ironic as that is. Yeah. But in conclusion, the fifth element has actually many Christian elements inside of it. That love conquers death and evil. And not just sexual love, not just any ordinary love, self-sacrificial love. as Jesus was said, greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for his friends. And it's the kind of love that produces life. And I know gender dysphoria is a big thing and transgender movement and stuff like that, but no matter how many hormones a man or a woman takes and how many surgeries they're assigned, and no matter how many times they say there's something they're not, they never will be that. And only the relationship between a biological man and a biological woman can actually produce and perpetuate the next generation, produce and protect life. And this is very sacred. It's the most sacred part of the film. It's the most sacred part of humanity, and we've forgotten that. And we've forgotten the incredible miracle that women give us, like the Virgin Mary, Eve. She created the entire human race. Women create the entire human race. It's sacred, and only women can do this, and we need to glorify it again. But we've forgotten that. Instead, we seem to only glorify the masculinity, protecting and providing for others. But what's more sacred is supporting the masculine and perpetuating life, the feminine. And we've forgotten that.